What is up, YouTube? Today's Thursday and it's Thanksgiving. So I want to take time to say thank you to all the subscribers, all the people that watch the videos, anyone that, leaves comments and supports everything that I've been doing up to this point. I know a lot of people have been following me for a while. I know I'm not putting out a lot of content with haircuts, but I just feel like there's so many other barbers doing that nowadays that I like to talk about the behind the scene things and where I'm at in my life and how things are coming along and how I'm growing and how I can share that to reach other people, other entrepreneurs, other barbers that want to get that information or just, to be able to relate to somebody. Because sometimes we think that we're the only ones going through, the ups and downs of life. But unfortunately, we all go through ups and downs, and we just got to find our way. So today, it being Thanksgiving, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody once again. And I want to talk about being grateful and what it means and how you can kind of work your way through issues. Unfortunately, I had a barber that was working, or a stylist that was working at my shop, and I don't know what he's going through in his life, but he decided that he didn't want to be part of the shop anymore and whatever. So I was kind of disappointed, and the reason for myself, if someone wants to leave, a place that you've been working at, and it's not just that, it's like when someone comes into my shop, majority of the time I don't get like really talented barbers off the jump. They're not already established and all that. I kind of have to guide them and mentor them. So it takes time. And in any mentorship, you got to pay a price, whether it's monetary or you're doing things to be able to be taught. No one's going to teach you for free. Everyone that has that experience, majority of the time, people want to get paid for their experience. And it's like the game is to be sold, not to be told. I try to help people just because that's who I am. I love to help people. But at the end of the day, if I'm stopping to explain to you why I'm doing this haircut, how I'm using my clippers, what kind of technique, the why, the when, the where, you're breaking into my time with my customer, my client, where instead of me bonding with them and having a great experience, now I'm altering that energy that I'm transferring to them, and now I'm helping, guiding you, and which is okay. Like I said, I don't mind helping people, but now you're interfering with that. So there's a cost to it. And like I said, it doesn't have to be monetary. By you sweeping, by you cleaning, by you doing something to contribute, then I see it as a gesture of good faith and appreciation. So that's me. But when it comes down to having a mentor, even me, like I have mentors now that they're my mentors, but if I really want to get into a true mentorship, there's a cost there, whether it's $100, whether it's $500 or $1,000. There's some different mentors out there that they have a price because they're making it easier for you to be successful. And it's just fair. It's fair. It's fair trade. You're trading your money for their experience, and therefore it's an investment. Now you're going to be able to use that knowledge, apply it, and then make your return and then grow from there. And that's the way I see it as a businessman. But anyways, this gentleman is struggling mentally with some issues, and I wish I could help him. But me being an owner and me dealing with, I have my clients that I got to deal with. Majority of the time, I'm fully booked from open to close, no lunch. A lot of times I'll just stop, wash my hands, clean my station, and get back to work. Like, I try to finish haircuts within 30 minutes. Sometimes they book for 45 or an hour, depending on what service they're getting, of course. But if it's just a regular fade, I can do a regular fade in 30 minutes. I'm getting to that point to where I'm able to execute it a lot flawlessly without there being any room for error. So I'm in a groove right now where I feel comfortable and I can do that. And I can still maintain a good conversation. I can still maintain a good environment, a good experience. And that's what we deliver as a barber. It's the experience. You don't want to just say like, oh man, I gave them a real nice haircut, but then no conversation. There's no exchange of energy. There's no, ambiance of great, like just uplifting somebody. Because you never know what someone's going through, whether they're going through a divorce, whether they're going through a breakup, whether they're wanting this job promotion, whether it's, having issues with their kids, or, you know, they might have lost a loved one, whatever it may be, you don't know. And that's why it's imperative that we as barbers not only contribute toward their haircut, their confidence. We're restoring peace into people daily. Or we can contribute to them cheating on their wife or cheating on their girlfriend, or, you know, doing bad stuff, you know, talking about bad politics or bad energy, or, you know, all the bad stuff that's going on in life. And we can do that, but I suggest you don't. I suggest you focus on the positive and empower them and give them a direction, whether it's you reading some books and say, hey man, I'm watching this video, I'm reading this book, I'm following this person, this other person. You know, me right now, I'm going through the process of working on my credit. I never knew about credit, so I'm investing time and money into learning about credit. I'm trying to get my credit score to 800. What does it take? Maintaining your credit cards. I have a lot of credit cards, but you want to maintain them. That means before you make your payment, whatever your due date is, you want to get it down to 10% of whatever your credit card is. If your spending limit is $1,000, that's your credit limit on your card. When it's time to make the payment, you want to get it all the way down to $100 and maintain it like that for 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is that, you know, I mean, for the entirety of it, of course. But if you want to get that 800 credit score, if you have 5 credit cards, you better get all of them down to that 10% of whatever the credit limit is. If your credit limit is 4,000, you get it down to 400. I'm learning that. I'm making sure that I'm keeping an eye on my credit. Anything that's on there, any information that's not accurate, I'm paying somebody right now to teach me, but also do the work and write the letters and all that to get my credit score high. So because I'm learning that information, I'm passing it on to my customers. Some of my customers, I'm like, don't be ashamed if you have student loans or negative or late payments. We can get that fixed. You can figure it out. I can point you in the right direction. And that's what I do. So I'm also reading about, you know, the psychology of money, the psychology of success. I'm also studying manifestation. I'm also studying meditation. All these things that I'm trying to implement into my life to make my life easier and better. And when I say easier, it doesn't mean like there's not going to be issues. It teaches me how to handle issues, how to keep my composure when bad things happen. Now, when this gentleman decided to leave, I was upset because I felt like I invested a lot of time into them. I wanted them to be part of the team, part of the family. They came in with no clients. They came in, you know, with a little bit of experience, very minimal experience. A lot of the barbers took time to teach, took time to reach, took time to point them in the right direction, all that kind of stuff. And then when they decide to just up and leave, it's like a slap in the face because, you know, not only were we teaching, but we were also making time and investing in him. He didn't have a vehicle, so we would go pick him up at times and we would drop him off. I wouldn't charge him. I'm like, dude, you're family now. Like, we got you. Like, you're going to get through this. But, you know, if some people don't have the timeline to where it matches up with our timeline, then yeah, it is what it is. But then he, you know, he put up a post and that I read and, you know, having like suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, like, why are you making these decisions on your emotion and then you're not in a really good state of mind? And so now I feel like I got to go check on him today on Thanksgiving. Like, I really want to I have an extra pie in my refrigerator that I had bought for our dinner. So I might just go and drop that off to him and check up on him, even though he's not part of the family anymore. He already took all his stuff. He already quit. He's no longer part of the shop. But it's like, I feel like that's something that I have to do, not only because I care about the person, but it's just like, you know what, man, he needs to know that he matters. Like, so those are things that I'm willing to do as a person. And the reason I'm bringing this to y'all's attention is because there's ups and downs in being an owner. You know, he was paying $200 a week. He was at least making $1,000 a week. When he first came with us, he wasn't making anything, but he put in the work. He was there. He was very committed. And then I don't know what happened. And he has different aspirations, which I respect. I just feel like when you're going to quit a barbershop, you need to be very clear on why and put in your 2 weeks. And it has to be clear. It's like, not like, well, I think so, or maybe. And it's like, well, I'll think about it. It's like, no, be very clear and say, you know what, man, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. Because then it enables the barbershop owner to be like, cool, man. So now for the next 2 weeks, I'll be marketing to hopefully fill that spot with somebody that needs a job, that wants to work with us. and then the barbershop owner can also, you know, prepare. And it's not always about the money, but it's business. We still got bills, man. I still got to pay. And it's like the busiest season. We were fully booked yesterday. We're turning people away because we didn't have enough. Most of the barbers were making at least $400 to $500 in one day. I mean, all our haircuts are $30. Most people tip. You're getting about $40 a haircut. Sometimes people tip more, and you don't want to calculate that into your earnings, like from the get-go, because sometimes you'll cut kids and whatnot. But I mean, if you can cut 30 in 30 minutes a haircut, man, you'll make, it's a good day. Just like right before Christmas, right before New Year's. And so for him leaving at this time, I was just like, wow, man. Like, I try to let him know, don't leave right now. Leave if you feel like you want to leave to be a color specialist or a whatever. Great, do that. But make it through the holidays first. Stack up your bread. You know, he's going through, you know, situations with his child and all that, which is great, man. I commend him on stepping up to be a father. But it's like those little things when you want to guide somebody and you want to help somebody, it's hard, man. But I, for one, have gratitude in my life, and I appreciate things, but it's taken a lot for me to get to that point where I'm learning, I'm reading, I'm applying, and I'm passing that on to my customers. But I'm maintaining my my sanity, man, for real. And it's hard, dude, because you have to be a great father. You have to be a great owner. You have to be a great husband. You have to be a great provider. You have to be a great, like, you have to be in great mental shape. You have to be in great physical shape. There's like all these categories that we have to maintain when you get to a point, and then you can't balance everything all the time. So then you have to pick and choose what is a priority. And it's like, is your health a priority? Yes. Okay. Well, then let's eat healthier. Do you have time to work out? And it's like, well, not really. It's between working out and building up the business. Well, you know what? I'm going to build up my business first and be there as much as possible and stay as late as I can, because I have to maintain it and I have to make money. Sometimes when you own a barbershop, if your overhead, like mine, my overhead's well over $5,000 a month. I have to maintain that much money coming in my pocket and not count on my barbers paying booth rent all the time. Because when you rely on your barbers to always pay booth rent and one of them decides to leave, then you're, oh man, well, now I got to work an extra day, or now I got to, no, dude, you got to have all that money in the bank already. So sometimes your spending has to be cut short, because if someone decides to leave and you're barely making it, then it's going to cut into your earnings. And you can never just think like, oh man, I'm already in the profit margin. It's hard, man. It's really hard. That's why I decided to open a college, because I was like, man, the amount of square feet that I have and the amount of barbers that I have, it's not going to be sustainable. I'm always going to be on the hamster wheel, running, having to average almost $2,000 a week on my own, which is very, very difficult to do. Not physically so much, but like to balance out my life, man, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you do the math on that. And I'm telling you, majority of the time I don't eat lunch. Majority of the time I just eat my breakfast, or I go in at 11 and I leave at 7, and I don't have a break. I'll try to eat early, like I'll eat like at 7 o'clock, and then when I get to work, I'll leave my house a little bit before 10. I'll go to Chick-fil-A, pick up, you know, some breakfast, a coffee, orange juice, something to drink, and I'll eat again at 10:30, and then at 11 I start cutting hair again. I start cutting hair, and then that's when I'll keep going. Sometimes one of the guys will order something and I'll eat. But my priorities are set. All my customers prepay for haircuts, so I'm grateful for that. All my customers trust me. I have a great relationship with them. And that's what I build, is relationships with all my customers. And they know that I'm reliable, I'm available. My website is always available for someone to book. You can book now for Christmas, New Year's, whatever. All that's already available. But it's all prepaid, because I had an issue with people booking and then they wouldn't show up. So I said, you know what? Y'all got to prepay. And then what people do is they prepay, and I already have the money in the bank. All my money's already in there. I don't deal with that. Like, it's already there. So everybody books, and it makes it a lot easier. People can go on there and don't know if I'm booked or not. And whatever spots are available, they can grab it. Cool. If they can't, then I'm booked. Sometimes people will text me, hey, bro, I got $100. Can you squeeze me in? And a lot of the times I'm saying no, because I already have plans. I already tell myself, like, I tell myself that I'm you know, already committed to doing something, whether it's at work or after work. So I'm just grateful for my business. I'm grateful for my barbers. I'm grateful for so many things. And I want to just tell y'all guys, please be grateful for what you have, but work on yourself, love yourself, and be honest with yourself. Understand what it is that you want, what makes you happy, where do you want to be, and let go of all the pain. You know, deal with the trauma. If you grew up and you have trauma, deal with it, man. Like, I really want people to understand that you have to deal with those things, and don't bottle it up. Don't save it for some other time. Like, make some time, you know, whether it's trauma, abusive, verbal, things that you've done that you really are not proud of. Man, there's a lot of stuff that I've done that I'm not proud of, man. But they're growing experiences, and now where I'm at, I'm like, okay, man, I know what I don't want to be, and I know what I want to be, and I focus on what I want to become. Whether it's successful, whether it's, you know, making money, whether it's having an established business, whether it's breaking generational curses, all those things, man, I focus on that, and I want to be the best spouse that I can be. My son keeps calling me. I'm gonna have to cut the video short, but I want y'all guys to understand that, man. I got love for y'all, and I really appreciate everyone that's been in my life and been part of the ride, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm gonna make time to help the people that I can, and I make them a priority. My family is always first, and it goes from there. And my business and all that I'm taking care of, but I really want to help people, and I really want to make a difference in the world. So that's what I'm gonna focus on, man. So happy Thanksgiving, God bless, and y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay faded.